trapped on an alien world. And the only way off? A high-stakes game of chance in the most dangerous casino this side of the Tropicana. If only their backup wasn't tripping balls. You know the only difference between a Las Vegas casino and the gaming house over on Kitson? Yeah, well, the lizard playing craps on the table next year is actually real. It's Agents of S.P.O.I.L.E.R.S, Season 6, Episode 3, Fear and Loathing on the Planet of Kitson. Oh yeah. Hey everyone, D here, and welcome to this week's review of Agents of S.P.O.I.L.E., full Gonzo style. So of course, spoilers, they are ahead. Also, quick reminder, quick index system, look in the description below, full breakdown of this review, each little time coded. Jump around, rewatch things the way you want, any order you prefer. That's the way we do things here. So, I know what you're thinking right now. Is he actually going to do this entire review and this whole gear and everything? Well, maybe I will. Buy the ticket. Take the ride. Can't stop here. This is Brood Country. So, let's get right into things, because this was one trippy-ass episode. And I have to say, yeah, it was just... No, I'm not going to keep doing this for the whole review. Here and there, maybe, but... No, that would drive all of us nuts. But no, just really a fun episode. Very trippy, wonderful visual effects, and you could just tell how much fun all of the actors were having doing this show, especially Chloe Bennett and Elizabeth Henstridge, I think, having the most fun out of everyone. But really, just a fabulous episode, lighthearted, upbeat, visually splendorous, but still keeps the episode moving, keeps all of that action happening. So, yeah, it looks like they're going to be doing the kind of a bounce back thing for the first part of this season at least. So, obviously, opening episode, we got a little bit of space and Earth. Last week, a little bit more Earth. This week, almost exclusively space. We'll be back to Earth next week. So, yeah, doing a little bouncing bit, spending different amounts of time with different teams. And yes, while I miss everyone also, I have to say, you've got some big storylines that are going on. I prefer that they focused a bit on one episode on what's going on in that world. It makes us wait a little longer for things to come together, but it gives a chance for them to really move story in a significant fashion. I think if they were trying to cover both space and Earth each episode, things would start to feel a little pulled, a little strained out. So, yeah. Anyway, really a good episode. A lot of fun. Not in the directions that I was expecting, though really should with the Fear and Loathing title like this. Of course we're going to be in casino. Of course someone is going to be tripping. Puffs, I believe, seems to be the agreed upon term that was used in the episode. Yeah. That just added a whole fun element. And I really do mean fun. Really livened things up. And it gives us kind of different sides of characters that we don't always get to see. So I really enjoy them sort of spending time with that. So overall, if we could say that there is a theme to this episode, we would say that it is friendship. Really kind of focusing on two main pairs. We have, of course, Fitz and Enoch, and Jemma and Daisy. And I enjoyed that kind of like little dive. We've had a lot of action to have these kind of moments where characters can sort of get together, hash things out. We've been having a little bit this on the Earth side. We had sort of May and Yo-Yo have their like little bits of girl talk. And now we've got a little bit of that moment between Jemma and Daisy, and some guy bonding between Fitz and Enoch. And look, I love Enoch. Enoch is a great character. His simplistic approach towards everything is just so endearing. And the fact that we've had two characters, Fitz and Enoch, have been for the past year scrounging around in space, trying to get back to Narrowatia, get a cryotube, and wait out the next 72 years around the planet Jupiter to go and save Jemma. So they have had some adventures, which, as far as Enoch concerned, mostly enjoyable. There was that one incident on Maz Taz, which they don't really get into, but apparently everything else sort of exciting. And honestly, it's little things like that where there is obviously some further story that we automatically want to know more about, which makes this more endearing and gives this really the history between these two characters a little bit more fleshing out. So it would seem natural that now at this side we have Enoch looking at Fitz as his best friend, his best buddy in the whole galaxy, the whole universe. And really, it's sweet. And coming from Enoch, again, in that very, not necessarily emotional, endearing, but still straightforward approach, there's just that extra level of kind of joy with it. Again, it's a playful, almost childlike connection, wanting to make that connection with Fitz, who, of course, completely obsessed only with getting Jemma. But I loved how they sort of played with that best friend thing through the episode. First off, Fitz getting very uncomfortable, and then as soon as things start to turn in the casino, and, whoa, Chronotron, that's right, you are a computer, a supercomputer. Come on, best buddy, best friend in the whole world. Of course you gotta help me out, right? I mean, using it. And then even a little bit later on, we're talking about the whole bluffing. Enoch still has a lot to learn. Good at cards, not so good at people. Should have listened to his best buddy right there. Fitz did try to warn him away. But of course, we got to have the higher stakes. We got to be able to move the story along. But Enoch having that idea of bluffing, of lying. Were you doing that when we were calling each other when you said you were my best friend? And it hurts, because of course Fitz was in that moment. But then as things go on and they get into the very frightening game of chance, I don't even know what they were playing. It looked like a poker or blackjack type kind of game. Certainly don't ever get a 14, apparently, and don't hit on 4. Did he hit on 4 and get a 14? Is that what happens? The spear of death from the center of the room comes out at you? Harpooned at the table! Why would they do that? I mean, I guess you've got to have stakes, but lose and you're a slave. That's a pretty high stake. Why would the potential slavers want to kill you? Unless you gotta have, I guess, multiple stakes in this game. It's got to be scary, especially if they lock you in. That can't make you feel very good. But yes, when it all comes down and everything looks horrible, then yeah, Fitz does have to recognize they have been through a lot. Enoch has been there. He's done whatever that he's wanted to try and help Fitz get back to Jemma. So the reality is, being all alone out in space, Enoch is your best friend. And I'm glad that he got to it, because that did give him that moment of reuniting with Jemma before being whisked away, which I did not like. I did not like that bit at all. Don't give us that moment of Fitzsimmons. Don't give us that connection and then take it away. It's not fair. But at least they know the world has changed a bit. But part of that change actually seems to be what the whole problem with Fitz here, who, as we find out at the top of the episode, he and Enoch being hunted down by, well, a hunter. We don't know who it is. At the end, we find out it is another Chronoton, just like Enoch. Enoch, anthropology, this one, hunter mode, coming after Fitz because he is tampered with the fabric of the universe. That's a pretty heavy charge, even for Fitz, who, God, actually would say, really has done that a couple of times over the course of the season, the show. But this one specifically seems to be the fact that he is not dead, as other Fitz was. Which, I mean, honestly, couldn't you say that the one that was supposed to, that this is the real Fitz? Because it is. This Fitz hasn't left the time stream Whereas that Fitz was the one that had already gotten in the pod and went to the future and then came back. So, in a way, that's the Fitz from a parallel universe, parallel future Fitz. He should have died, and this is the Fitz that's supposed to belong here. Why they're going after one, yes, it does create drama. But the real question behind that is, why? Of all the things that are going on in the universe, and I'm sure time travel occurs, why going after Fitz? What is the specificness of Fitz? Why do they care? Is this just the Confederacy throwing out a bounty or something on Fitz? Why not anyone else? This is, again, something that we're going to be learning a bit more as the season goes. This sort of mess up, this sort of breakage of the universe that seems to have occurred. But specifically, why it is that they want this Fitz out of here. Like I said, I could understand the other Fitz, because he's from the future. He's the copy. This is the original. So, why? That's the big question. Now, if this episode taught us anything, there's 3 basic things. First off, that John Carpenter music, perfect for this episode. Set the move exactly as it needed to be. Second, is that Humpty Dumpty is playing as a customs agent named Pretorius Price over in Naroatia. Not sure why that's important, but apparently it's true. And third, of course, is never, ever just randomly eat food that you get from some alien species, especially if it's brightly colored. In clubs, everyone knows that's always shows the good stuff. And that's what leads to a very exciting outing down in the gaming house. The gaming house on the planet of Kitson is what the whole Hep galaxy would be doing on a Saturday night if the Confederacy had won the war. The whole ground floor is set up in gaming tables, just like any other casino. But it's about 6 stories tall in the style of a circus tent, with all manner of crazed mojo entertainment, carnival madness going on up inside that space. Right above the gambling tables, you have the 40 crazed Cree brothers doing their high-wire trapeze act, along with 4 muzzled Vorn and the 6 Shi'ar Strumpet sisters from Sirius B. So there you are, on the main floor, playing blackjack, and the stakes are getting really high, when suddenly, perchance, you look up, and there, right there, smack above your head, is a half-naked alien girl being chased through the air by a voracious Vorn, who's suddenly in a death battle with 2 silver-painted Pluvians, who swung out from opposite ends and met mid-air right at the Vorn's neck. They seized the creature, and then plunged straight down towards the crap tables. But they hit the net and bounce off, separating into 3 different directions, heading right up towards the roof. And just as they begin to fall again, they're grabbed out of the air by 3 Ligran lion people and trapezed off towards one of the balconies. It's an impressive and frightening place to be. And certainly more so if you're tripping on alien LSD. I gotta say, that was awesome. I mean, the whole sequence, honestly, I think was beautifully brought forward, because we know that Enoch had warned Fitz that these weren't good for you, especially on an empty stomach, which probably should have been a little hint right there. But as that hits Daisy and Jemma just as they're entering the casino, that was just awesome. It was beautifully done, and I love seeing the character shifts that Chloe Bennett and Elizabeth Henstridge managed to really curtail, because you could see they were walking in committed, firm, focused on finding Fitz, and that all went out the window right as that drug, whatever it was, started hitting. And it gave us some really nice Jemma Daisy moments right there. I mean, even from the beginning, when they're just playing like, how are you feeling? I asked you first. How are you feeling? Well, I asked you first. Well, I asked you second. Okay. At the same time. I mean, it was beautifully done. And as they're like holding hands to grab strength to walk in, and suddenly the light show opens up. And let's just say, it's gonna be our Suit of the Week for this week. And that is, well, it's Ladies' Night. Is what it is. Because that was just awesome. I mean, tripping out, coming down the stairs, that was cool. But honestly, it was really the whole sequence inside the bar itself. They're on a mission. What's their mission? It's ladies' night, you know, and then all their cares just go right out the window. The Fart-mobile, that was Daisy's van. That's good to know. Also, of course, Jemma is Ravenclaw. If you know anything about the Harry Potter houses, totally makes sense where she would be. I love little mousy Fitz. All of that. Really, it was just, it was well done. I love the acting. We had some nice personal moments. And yeah, there was some kick-ass tripping Daisy fight going on afterwards. But we had a fight for our scene of the week last week, and I wanted to focus a bit more on kind of just fun character stuff. Because it just shows this bond that, especially reflecting the kind of battle that the episode had put out between the two of them. I mean, not so much. We did get to know in that opening sequence that, yes, Daisy is mission leader, she is in charge, but since it's a small group, kind of everybody has a say. They know what the mission is, but let's not get too unfocused. I mean, it was good. They were sort of setting things up right there and sort of giving us a knowledge of what is the actual command structure on this particular Zephyr 1 mission. But then we get into the casino, and of course, you're tripping, you're loving everything, everybody loves you. Just that whole sequence, it was just really well done. I loved Daisy actually doing her own Hunter Thompson. She did her own Gonzo, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas monologue, walking through the casino. It wasn't long, but they didn't need to do it. It was just that idea. Honestly, it warmed my heart. There are things that you hope to see and things that you never think that you will see, and there was all of that in this episode. I enjoyed it. Especially when she goes back to, right after that, she's going to look for Jemma and ends up down, like the shag carpet underneath the table. Shag carpet in a casino does not seem like a really healthy thing to have, to be perfectly honest. Seems a little gross. But also another great, just like little bonding moment. Daisy having such bad luck with men, but she's such a strong person. She's so good. There's so much hugs there. It was just, really, was a blast. I love that whole sequence. I love the character stuff that we get to see. And I love that even in the midst of an adventure, they can still have fun like this. They can still push little envelopes, push the edges of things. So, some great choices, and again, all of that made for a really fun episode. All right, just a couple of small things. First off, I love the entry to the casino. Please check your weapons and your moral high ground. Feels like every casino should have that entry. In fact, probably the internet too. Well, speaking of Davis, that guy was tripping balls too, wasn't he? I loved the line, who had some? Daisy, Jemma, and the giraffes. Okay. Also, Piper's line back to, I can't keep doing that. Piper's line back to him when he got up and he said, that guy's like a shapeshifter. He's like, thanks, reliable witness. It's, again, just a lot of great, just tiny little lines going on in this show. Also, good to know that space gambling tables use D&D dice. I believe that was a 12-sided they were using on the craps table. Awesome. Also made very clear, Kitson, not a very nice place. I loved Piper's little joke comparing it to Florida. That was perfect. And then also the Las Vegas comparison. Everything happens in Kitson is contagious and burns. So, a little different from Vegas. Well, actually, come to think of it, it's probably perfect for Vegas, too. Daisy's got really good control over her Quake abilities now, breaking individual fingers from across the room. And, that did not look good. That was all sorts of wrong. I think she got another one after that, too. So, yeah, good aim. Good control. Again, assuming you're not tripping on puffs, that made for a little different amount of control. But still, like I said, a great fight. Also a great fight where they managed to convey that she's still a little trippy. Hard to do that with a fight to make it look smooth and cool, but also like the person is slightly out of control. And I think they did a fair enough job with it. It was a blast to watch. So apparently the way to make money on Kitson is either the gambling tables or the brothels. Good to know that both Fitz and Jemma are on the same page on that. That was, again, another just one of those perfect comparison bits. Enoch bringing up to Fitz, well, there's the brothel. We're both two fine specimens, not bad looking. Fitz, no, right out. And then Gemma's line, I think, was even better. If we don't find him at the casino, then he's dead. Well, better dead than in the brothel, right? Yeah, I think they both made perfect choices on that one. And finally, we have our epilogue scene, back on Earth, with Jocko and Sarge shooting their little pop gun up in the sky. Well, laser gun, well, energy rifle thing. The point is, they weren't opening up a portal with it. They didn't even seem to be killing anything with it. But they did seem to be as revealing something hidden in the sky. And then checking the computer and finding out there's at least several more of these things over the United States. What is this thing? I think the shot just, again, revealed it, much like the cloaking technology that we have on the Quinjets and that Sarge has on the truck. Something invisible, now revealed, and other locations shown off. The question again, what is it? It looked like just a big square from the shot that we had, but that doesn't seem to make any sense. Is it a shield of some sort protecting, or is it a hidden ship? We know that Sarge and Jocko and them are after something, and if we see the preview for next week's episode, it definitely seems like they're focusing down on several types of individuals, one of which ends up being Deke. Finally, we get to see him. I'm excited about that. So they're after invaders? Are they after Skrulls? See, again, I'm not so sure that Sarge is necessarily a bad guy, that they're bad teams. They're definitely taking extreme measures. But depending on what they're fighting or what they're running from or what they're concerned with, they may feel that those extreme measures are justified. Yes, I'm holding off negative judgment because I like Clark Gregg. I like Phil Coulson. I don't want him to be a bad guy. But this does seem to reveal that they're actually after something a little bit more. Actually something hidden, bigger. Are they trying to stop the world from ending? Or is this just their way of making it happen? A lot more questions raised than really answered with this. But I do think it starts to narrow some things down. Oh, and for the record, yeah, I'm talking about Skrulls. Alright, so I think that covers everything. Again, just a fun episode. Really, when it comes down, we got some friendship showing. We got nice little bonds between Fitz and Enoch. We got Jemma and Daisy sorting things out. Of course, the two of them and Dave's probably going to have a really bad headache. They're going to not be feeling good tomorrow. God, what is coming down off of some alien trippy LSD thing going to be like? Awful, I am sure. But we did have at least a momentary reunion of Fitz and Simmons before Fitz gets taken away by what appears to be that Chronocon hunter. Now the big question here where we get is, what's going to happen? If this is just we're capturing Fitz and we're executing, the search for Fitz is over. He's going to be dead in minutes. Obviously there's something else that is wanted, and we have Enoch being decommissioned. What's up with that? That doesn't really make any sense. I mean, couldn't they have just sort of communicated with Enoch saying we've got to change this mission up? Something has changed. The timeline has shifted. No, it's still all a little weird. It's still all a little messy. So, there's more stuff to go on. I just hope they don't drag this out too much. I want Fitz and Simmons back. And having that close call and then being pulled away. It's just, we did this, 2 episodes ago, last episode? The near miss. And now we're having it again? No, I don't like that. Let's cut that out. But that will wrap us up for now. Thank you so much for joining me with this review and putting up with my my Hunter Thompson bit. You gotta have fun when you can, right? Anyway, if you enjoyed this review, please go ahead and hit that like button. Thoughts, ideas, and comments, you know where to put them, right down in the section below. What do you guys think of this episode? Are you enjoying the split? Are you upset? You just want all the characters back together? You just want to watch your favorites? I understand. I'm with you. But let me know what you guys think. Throw your thoughts down in the section below. Also, what are your theories about the whole Fitz breaking the universe again thing? And why go after him? What else is going on in the background? There is somebody doing some sneaky stuff in the background. Who do you guys think that it is? Who's after Fitz? Who's after Enoch? Give me your thoughts right down in the section below. You can always catch me on Twitter and Instagram. I am at Darren Jakes. Please subscribe if you're not a subscriber. We got this whole season. We got Legion final season coming up next month. And then we have the final season of Preacher coming up in August. So lots of fun stuff. Don't miss it if you're a subscriber. Do that by clicking this button right here. And we'll throw up a couple of our latest reviews right here for you to check out. So, that's going to be it for me. I'm D. And I'm out of here. Catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.